Well, good morning. Welcome to the woods. Today we're out here, Tuscola County, probably about 5-6 miles to the southeast of Caro on Pierce Road, on a 91-acre piece of property out here, listed at $299,900. Just a flat, gorgeous piece of woods. We're in between some weather systems here. Got nice and warm for us this morning, but we've got some pretty rough weather coming in not too long from now. So we're going to zip through here and get some video and some pictures of the property before the storms blow in. This property is probably 95% wooded. We have an opening up here at the road that we're standing at now. I think it'd make a heck of a good building spot or place for pole barn to store all the goodies when you're out here hunting. And then we'll make our way back to the north and the east to see the rest of the woods. Woods is comprised, see a lot of birch out here, popple, there's hickory in here, oak, cherries. Boy, there's just a little bit of everything in here. Heck of a bunch of deer, turkeys, squirrels, a lot of wildlife out here. So we'll make our way a little bit further and deeper into the property, and I'll let you know where we're at. Okay, this 91-acre piece out here is actually comprised of two different parcels that are adjoining. There's a 17-acre piece here to the north, and then there's 74 acres to the south, and this road basically, or trail, splits both of these properties. Seller spent considerable sum to get this trail in back here. He's also spent a ton of time, and you'll see this in a little bit, back further in the property to create a lot of trails. So it's a very easy piece of ground to get around and get through. This is a thick area up by the road, and we'll make our way back in a little further to see the trails. All right, we just came in the trail from Pierce Road that splits this 91-acre piece here. We're probably 1/8 of a mile in off the road. Easy driving trail through there, came right up through there, no problem with the truck. Didn't even need four-wheel drive, just rolled right on up through there. 17-acre piece over here to our north has a pretty significant amount of pine over in there. Looks like yellow pine, there's some white pine as well. And we'll go back across the trail, and the 91 acres we're looking at now. It's a beautiful piece of hardwoods, lots of oaks back in here, all dropping acorns. And as we come up the road there, of course, never have the camera with you when you need it. There's a whole flock of turkeys that were scurrying through the woods picking up acorns. Hopefully we'll be able to find them when we get back here wandering in the woods. Well, making our way down some of the trails here that sellers created to help us get through here. We're making our way south and east across the 74-acre piece, getting back into a little bit of the bigger woods, bigger trees, popples and oaks in here. Tough to make it show up on the camera, but acorns are just crazy in here this year. They're about like walking on marbles on the ground. And all the deer and the turkey know exactly where that food source is. So there's plenty of them in here too. Lots of trail cam pictures I've got on the website of both deer and turkey that we've seen back in here. Again, still making our way south and east, back into a pretty good grove of oaks in here. Of course, you probably won't hear it on camera, but these acorns, it's almost like you need an umbrella in here for the amount of acorns that are falling. We've had a lot of wind past few days, so most of the trees have lost their leaves. They've all blown down other than these big oak. And the woods is damp this morning, so probably not going to hear the deer running through the woods. Plus the wind is blowing pretty good, but they're here, plenty of them. We are now over just a little ways north of the southern property line. A lot of popple over in here and young maple. A few oaks still in here too, but again, it's pretty thick woods. Lots of places for the deer to bed in here, but not a terribly difficult piece of property to travel through, both on these trails and also when you just grab a compass and take a bearing and head out through the woods. Still pretty easy walk. There is a power line, cuts across on a diagonal from southwest to northeast through this piece, and we'll make our way back there to that so you can see what that looks like. There is a food plot back in there, and there's also two others along the northern edge of the property, and we'll get over there to see those. Last time I was here, there were half a dozen pretty good sized scrapes out there in the food plot to the north. We'll see if we can find those. Had to stop and let you see this. Freshly made scrape this morning. For as much rain as we've had and all the leaves blowing down, not a leaf to be found here in that scrape. Licking branch right up above it, all snapped off. Interesting piece of this property up here ahead of us. We'll get there in a couple minutes. There's some small holes that the seller dug with his tractor to find some soil to be able to continue the path through the woods. And for whatever reason, the deer herd in here, and I mean a lot of them, have decided to take a real liking to those little water holes. Last time I had trail cameras hung out here for 3 days, and the one that was over here by these water holes ended up with 157 pictures in 3 days. I'd say there were at least a dozen or so bucks on there. One really nice 8. A lot of smaller basket rack sizes, spikes, 4s, 6s, that sort of thing. But I don't know, for whatever reason, they have really got a liking for those holes. Let's go check those out. All right, made it back to this holes, and it's just before the leaf drop. It was much easier to see tracks, but in and around these holes, it was just insane the amount of deer that showed up in here. I would say you were the person lucky enough to be able to buy this year. Somewhere right in here I'd have a stand. We're almost out to that power line. It's a little pan around through the woods here. Looks like there's some spots in here. I mean, not giant spots, but places you can see that water will stand here and there in the springtime, or if we get a ton of rain. We have had quite a bit the past couple days, and I don't see anything in here at the moment. So it's still dry. Be nice if we could get to one of these deer on camera, but I haven't seen anything quite yet that we can pick out here. All right, let's go check that power line out. Made it to the power line. The property, like I say, this power line, it runs through the east end of the 74-acre piece. It cuts through here on a southwest to northeast angle, which really screws you up when you're trying to walk through the woods and keep direction going. It makes you break the compass out. But anyway, the property does go on both sides of this power line here. The east side of it's where we're panned over to now. Way thick back in there. Lots of brush, and I'm sure we just booted out 2 deer walking up the trail just before we got here. And that's exactly where they went. They crossed this power line, went back in there. So I suspect there are plenty of them chilling out back there in that brush. Pivot around here so you can see back to the west, down the trail that comes past those water holes. And this would be one of those places where if you spent some time just sitting out here, Lord knows how many of them you'd see going back and forth across this opening. And down there about between the first and second power pole, the seller's got a food plot in there, 75 by 150 spot in there that he's got planted. The deer just have, of course, had their way with that, but there's still food in there for them to eat. All right, we'll make it through to the north side and see those food plots over there. All right, made it over here to the food plot, one of them. What a surprise, another brand new scrape, all busted open. Probably, almost certainly made this morning. Definitely getting to be that time of the year. Bucks are chasing the does. We'll probably see more of these scrapes as we get deeper into October and into early November. And over along the south edge of the same food plot, and another fresh scrape. Okay, not too certain how well all these tracks will show up in the video, but there's a sandy spot here, 30 feet square, something like that. I've not seen water here in the time I've been out here, but it's just silly the amount of deer sign that's in this sand hole. I don't know if when they dug this hole some minerals showed up or something, I don't know, but they like walking through that hole anyhow. All right, here's the second food plot. These two are right next to each other, so somebody put a tree stand. Yeah, it'd be pretty easy to put a stand here and be able to watch both of these plots. So that's number one. We'll go out there and see if there's any more scrapes on that one. And a little strip of woods. And there's the other food plot that we just came up through, and I showed you the two open scrapes. Yep, sort of as I suspected. Here's another scrape over here. The easternmost food plot. That's been made probably this morning. We'll see what else we can see out here. It's a great place for turkeys. Every time I set a trail cam up over here, I had a significant amount of turkeys that show up in here too. All right, we are in the woods, still on the 74 acres, just off the east end of those two food plots. Looks like sellers created another path down through here. Haven't been all the way through that, but it should head back to that power line. Just to look at the woods over here. It's a little thicker over here. Lots of oaks in here too, so it's one of those years where just trying to hunt a food source is going to be difficult. It's just about every place I've been this fall has been loaded up with acorns. And we're going to head back over to the 17 acre part of this 91 and go explore that a little bit. I haven't spent much time over there, so we'll go see what that looks like. Okay, we just made it over to the 17 acre piece that lays off to the north of that 74. Some planted red pine in here, rows. And a trail going to the east, or I'm sorry, west. And another trail headed to the north. And we'll go see where that goes. And looky there. First one of those I found today. Rub here on a, looks like a little cherry over here on that 17 acres. Still working our way down through here, heading north. Still on the 17. Still in the grove of pine, only these all seem to be white pine now. Again, we've had a bunch of rain, so all the tree trunks are looking dark. It's from a rain, not from the fire, or a fire. Thick brush along the, see, northern edge of this 17. I'm gonna keep following this path to the west and see where it takes us. More scrapes over here too. Not a surprise. And there's a big change of scenery. Came out of that pine plantation, again heading mostly west on the 17 acre part of this 91. Now we come into small maples, scattered pine, popples, thick stuff. And of course, just as soon as I come out of those pine, right where we're looking right now, 3 does busted out of there, bedded down no doubt for the day. And they went south over toward the big woods part, over onto that 74 acres. They'll be back. They're probably just going to circle me and come back in here to lay down. All right, folks, we have made it back out to the main trail that's going to take us to the truck. And on the way home, appreciate y'all coming out here with us this morning and wandering around. Again, we are on 91 acre parcel, Tuscola County, about 5-6 miles southeast of Caro. Tremendous amount of deer and turkey sign out here. Just about every kind of cover you could ask for, short of a water hole. I haven't come across a permanent water hole out here yet. If it's something you're interested in, definitely give me a shout. We can get out here and walk it. This property really is basically a blank slate. The seller does come out here on occasion hunting, so he's out here. I haven't seen any other stands, I haven't seen any other blinds. I don't see much sign that there's been a whole lot of people in here. Asking price is $299,900. Of course, we'll always look at offers. And again, if it's something you'd like to take a look at, you can see it on my website. I've got trail cam pictures and stuff of the bucks and turkeys out here. That's at hunting, the number 4, the word land, huntingforland.com. And you'll find all the pictures there. You'll find an aerial there showing you the boundaries of this. And when I get this video uploaded, you'll find the video there as well. Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon. Hope to hear from you.